Okay. That lady is loud, man. Here we go. All right, so here is your graph. Mr. Jenkins, could you just tell me one of the points I asked for?
Allocated efficiency.
Is where?
It's where the marginal costs.
Okay, so there's allocated efficiency. Also called socially optimal, they're the same. All right. If I take where MC crosses MR, which is the profit maximizer. If I take that up to demand, I get my price. If I take that same line, the profit maximizer that was up to demand, down to the ATC, I get my profit points. Okay. I start at demand, I take that line down to MC, over to demand, there's my dead weight loss.
Is productively efficient equal to the quantity that would be produced?
No, productively efficient would be where MC crosses ATC. And it's the least cost.
Oh, sorry, I had that on my graph. That I was looking at. I have it as the same point.
Okay. John, do you remember highest total revenue?
Yeah, it's where MR crosses the axis.
Okay, so right here, right? And John, if I take that up to demand, do you remember what that spot is?
Unit elastic.
Unit elastic. Good job. And this is elastic. And this is inelastic. Okay. Ross, if there's an excise tax, what will happen?
The marginal costs above the ATC shift left.
Okay. So the whole marginal cost would shift left. Does the ATC shift?
Yes. Up.
Yeah. Okay, so the ATC would shift up. I go MC equals MR. I got a new price here at P1 and a new quantity. So you notice the tax gets us to produce less at a higher price. That's why government doesn't like to tax monopolies. Is there any point that I asked you for that we didn't put up here? All right, just to review to get back the love for microbes that we once had. Okay. All right, is everyone good with this or they need this up here? Okay. All right, so today you should start reading the chapter on unemployment. I think it's chapter 26, 579 to 585. And you get to Thursday to put in your notes. Okay, we're gonna have a quiz on Friday. It's gonna be like 6 or 7 questions on 23, the other questions on 26. Then Tuesday, and we'll do a practice FRQ today. FRQ on chapters 22, 23, and 26. And then Wednesday, we'll have the multiple choice test. Okay. And then this unit will be gone into the wind, Devin. Bye-bye unit. All right. Any questions on anything here? All right. The feedback slips from the last time we had class 8.9. You want more practice on equations. We'll do that tomorrow. We'll do that today in the FRQ. By the way, Jose, GDP deflator equation.
Nominal over real times 100.
Nice. Victor, inflation rate.
That was.
Yeah, you got it.
Minus year 1 over year 1 time.
Nice. CPI index. That's no excuse. They were videoed. Did you read the chapter?
I do, I just don't remember. I haven't-
Okay, that's much better.
Is that like the basket?
Yeah.
Providing all the goods and services.
Yeah, so current basket over base year basket times 100. Okay, whiteboards, I'd love to, but we gotta keep going because we're a week behind. I gotta fire whiteboards in. I gotta get more whiteboards. Interest rates we're doing today, negative inflation is, anytime you do a formula where like year 2 minus year 1 or something is minus, it's gonna be negative inflation, which is like deflation, prices going down. Sam?
When you see inflation rates in like the range, do they use this? Out of the GDP.
I would say 99 out of 100 times they're using the CPI index. The GDP deflator, because it's only American goods, is not as accurate. And by the way, if the price of tanks go up, do most of us care? You know what I mean?
It doesn't include oil, right? That would, well, most of oil, so that'd be a big issue.
Yeah. All right, so what I want to try to do, we're not going to get to causes of inflation. We'll do that at lecture tomorrow. We'll review some key terms. We'll take those key terms or some of them and apply them in an FRQ, which is good practice. Plus, you guys asked to practice with the inflation, so there it is. And then hopefully we'll get to the difference between nominal versus real interest. So let's first do a quick review, talk to your partner, and I'll give you like 3 or 4 minutes and then we'll get back together. Go.
Define inflation rate. Basically, times a week. How do you calculate
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
What's your favorite?
Major League Baseball. If I was like your
They call it the 2.5 days, but there's no map.
Besides number 10, anything up there you and your partner did not remember, we're not crystal clear on? Zach Murphy.
Number 7.
Okay, so if the CPI index is 130, if I go, and I know the base year is 100, right? My 130 minus 100 of 100 tells me that it's a 30% increase in inflation from the base year. Okay. So any number, like any CPI number compared to the base year will tell you the percentage increase to the base year or decrease. The base year is always on. Because it's current year over base year baskets. Well, if the current year is 1983, and let's say the basket's 100, then the base year basket has to be 100. So that's gonna be 1 times 100.
$4 wages.
All right, nominal wages are the wages like on your paycheck. All right, and real wages are, can you purchase more or less than you used to? All right, so if the nominal, if I got a 10% raise and inflation was 8%, and this is an equation that, by the way, you're gonna need to know, nominal equals real plus inflation. Well, that means I really got a raise that says I can now purchase 2% more than I was once able to. So my raise is really 2%. Yes, sir. That,
Number 8.
generally, borrowers are helped by inflation and lenders are hurt. People on fixed incomes are hurt by inflation.
Nominal and real wages.
That's basically, again,
Just the same thing.
okay.
What happened in Bolivia?
That's a story too sad for me to tell you. They printed too much money. Anything else? Lucio, you good? Okay. Yes,
Why couldn't they just like burn the bottom? Like, why can't you just burn?
you can. But I mean, you're then thinking that they understood their problem. They just kept printing more and more, thinking that would fix the problem. Maybe the one thing you could learn from economics, people aren't very smart. They're not well educated. And I truthfully, and the people who exploit the uneducated the most are politicians, both Democrats and Republicans, because they manipulate and say things that are true, but not really. So that's why I think econ's a really important class. And the state of Maryland requires economics in all public schools. Of course, we're at Calvert Hall, we don't listen to the state of Maryland. All right, we finished some review terms. All right, now what I want to see is, can we apply this information to solving this FRQ, which is in your notes, right? This,
Yeah.
all right, I'll give you like 5 to 6 minutes to work on it. This is a natural release FRQ, good example of what could be on a test Tuesday. Yes, I won't. I'm sure you die of dehydration. Are you broadcasting Wednesday?
No, I'm doing on Wednesday.
Who do we play on committee? I don't know. Friend's son goes to Mount St. Joe, so he texted. I don't know if he's telling the truth, but he said 52-8. Huh?
Aren't they nationally ranked this year?
Beat number one lot there.
Yeah. But we played them and like we were down like 10 or 12 at half at home. And 52-8,
Who are they playing?
Mount St. Joe's,
Played them.
Calvert Hall.
Oh, and it was 52-8.
That's what my friend said. I don't know if that's true.
I believe it. I heard it was true.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, that's, it would seem to me we could pick 5 guys in the class and score 80 by the half. It would seem.
I think you probably could, because you struck up like half your shots.
I mean, I'm thinking me for and 3 other guys. All right.
All we need is one story at a time.
All right, let's see what we got here. All right, let me give you one more minute. I distracted you. Let's try to focus, see can we figure out B2. I think B2. Think of the formulas you know, what you can know to get real GDP. That's right. You're good, you're perfect. Good job. Yeah. 4,000? Who got 3,000? Now, here's a way to check. What is the formula for GDP deflation? If you put 6,000 over 3,000.
Just questions, not
Yeah.
like 5, 7 Lithuanian guys, how are they that good?
Say that again?
So get like 5, 7 Lithuanian guys, like, not each other, how are they that good?
They like 2 4-star boards, I think.
Yeah, they're like 2, 6, 7.
Oh,
And
yeah.
they're good. They got a Hall of Fame coach. They're great.
Like NBA?
No. High school Hall of Fame.
There's like 13 titles. They don't have Gary Neal. 31 years.
Huh?
They don't have Gary Neal.
Yeah, but
Give for Gary Neal on their team.
if we had Gary Neal on the court, we would not have lost 50. We would not be down 52-8. Unfortunately, they're not letting him play, which I think he should look for a waiver. Player coach.
Jackie Moon.
I wonder, does he ever play in practice? All right. Calculate this year's nominal GDP. Who could tell me? Zach, what do we got? 6,000. Okay, you just took 400 times 6 to 2,400. 1,000 times 2, that's 2,044, and 2 times 8, 16. Got you to 6,000. Good job, Jack. Jack. All right. Mr. Jenkins, how you doing? The inflation rate, what do you got? All right, so you went with the old year 2 minus year 1 over year 2 minus year 1 over year 1, and that was 150 minus 100 over 100 times 100, and that was 50%. Okay. Now, who's got B2? Damien? 4,000? How did you get there? By how much? Okay, yeah, I see how you got there. I'm gonna try to do it a little differently. If you take the GDP deflator equals nominal over real times 100. I know the GDP deflator is 150 because it's given to me in the problem. I know nominal is 6,000 because I figured that out. Now real I don't know, that's X times 100, but when I solve, I'm going to get 4,000. Okay. Any questions on that? Now, by the way, if I had this on the AP exam, and I think it's easy when you know the formula to use. I think you could search for that formula and struggle. I'd skip and come back. All right. Now, Braden, on C, how much was the nominal raise? And what was inflation? So real had to be negative 30. Okay, so real's negative 30. And my explanation there would be that inflation increased at a 30%, increase faster or greater than the, wage increase. Okay.
Wait, do you have to write the real GDP? I mean, the real wage, yeah.
Did they ask for
No,
it?
it just said like what happened to it.
No, so you could say real wages decrease.
Yeah.
Okay, and you might just use the formula as your explanation. All right, now, anytime it's negative, it's bad for workers, right? And then positive is good for work. Okay. All right, and then Andy, what'd you get for the last one? And what was your explanation?
That dollar amount is now less valuable than it was before, so they're effectively paying back less.
With cheaper dollars, right? Okay, any questions on this? FRQ? All right, we got some in practice with the inflation rate formula, the GDP formula, the nominal equals real plus wage formula. I like it because you used a lot of different formulas. All right. So we've reviewed and applied the nominal and real. We kind of talked about nominal and real wages. I want to talk about nominal and real interest rates. God bless you. What do you think nominal and real interest rates are going to be? Just based on what we know.
One rate will be fixed, one will adjust to the value of the dollar,
Okay, so which one's going to adjust?
the real.
So if the real interest rates are going up, like, is that going to mean I'm going to have more purchasing power?
I mean, your interest rate will be the same kind of purchasing power, regardless of the value of the dollar.
Well, if I'm lending you money, Sam, and I now earned 2% real interest off that loan, will that 2% buy me more goods and services? I'm lending you money, right? So at the end of the loan, and when you pay me back, I now have real interest of 2% off my loan. Will that mean I could purchase more?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So real interest rates are going to be about purchasing power. Okay. So if nominal interest rate is 10 and inflation is 15, I'm going to go right to the same formula that I use for wages. So nominal is 10, inflation is 15. What's real going to be here, Jake? Not 5. -5, right?
Yeah,
Oh, you said -5?
yeah, negative.
I'm sorry, I just heard 5. Okay, you're, so therefore, if real interest rates are -5, I'm losing purchasing power and it's a bad loan, okay? So when it's negative, it's bad for the lender. And when it's, positive, it's good for the lender, okay? So real interest rates are kind of what Sam said, the percentage increase in purchasing power. Okay, is when I get my loan back, am I able to buy more or less with the money I got back? And again, here, for the lender, I'm looking for positive real interest. All right, I just played around with the formula. Nominal is the percent increase in money. Now, nominal is what the bank charges. Or when I said I'm lending Sam 10%, that's nominal. If the bank's charging 20% interest, that's nominal. Okay? Now, in these formulas, why are they saying expected inflation instead of inflation?
Right, because they don't know what the inflation is when they say it.
Yeah, they don't know. So when I'm lending Braden money, I'm guessing inflation is going to be 5%. I'm going to want to make 2%. So I charge him 7, right? Okay, but that doesn't mean it has to happen. Sometimes then the actual changes it. Sometimes it helps you, sometimes it doesn't. All right, Alicio, here we go. Tell me, Alicio, in this problem, what is the nominal interest rate?
Expected inflation?
Yeah, but what's the nominal interest? Just the nominal. No, the nominal's gonna be 20%.
Oh, the interest.
Yeah, okay. So what is the inflation rate? 15, so what is real? 5. Good for the lender or good for the borrower? Good for the lender, because he's getting back more than inflation, okay? All right, nominal, perfect. All right, good job, Alicia. All right, Evan, how about on this one? Where's the nominal? No, just the nominal interest, just 10. Not the dollar amount, what's the interest? No. No, the interest is 10. Now, what you got, the inflation is 20, right? So then, what is the real interest? Negative 10. So now I'm lending you money and getting hurt because I'm getting the worst end. Okay. Go.
How would that work? Like, how are you, like, I understand that you can like lose money in lending.
I'm not actually losing, I'm losing purchasing power. Do you know what I mean? Because like you're paying me back, say, what is this, 10%, 110? But what used to cost 100 now costs 120. So I can't buy as much, but I'm not losing money. Thank you for asking and clarifying that.
Just for the borrower, when you say it's like good for them, it just means that they're paying back less, not necessarily that they're like.
Right, they're paying back, as Andy said to the other problem, cheaper dollars. Right? Because now, what used to like, for $100, what used to buy like $100 worth is buying less because of inflation. All right, Zach. If nominal interest is 5 and expected, if nominal interest is 10 and expected inflation is 5, would you rather be the lender or the borrower? The lender, right? Because you're getting real of 5, so you're making money on it. Okay. And then, Andrew, if the nominal is 10 and expected inflation is 20, you want to be the borrower, right? Okay. All right. There's 3 causes of yes.
So when you're borrowing for like in like student loans or something,
Yeah.
You would want to wait until a period of like high inflation to try to pay them back? Or?
Yeah, if they allow that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, you always want to, and that's even why, like when like the government's going into debt and while that's not great, they're paying back like 10 years later, cheaper dollars. Do you know what I mean? It's not as bad as people perceive. I'm a person who hates debt, but truthfully, having some debt isn't that bad because you're paying it back. Now, what's one cause of inflation we all know? Too much money. We'll go over the 3 causes tomorrow. All right, I'd like you to take a minute, write some thoughts. You got a minute or 2 left in class. Write some thoughtful comments on the sheet. That will be helpful. And then we could call it a day.
Another cause is financial instability of like various financial institutions.
Like the real causes there